What's up everyone, we're going to be going to the best NFL player props on Prizepicks today. Now I did want to show you the results from the other day's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 20 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. Now a lot of you comment wanting to see how many I got wrong, and I thought I'd show you in today's video. We actually got 0 picks wrong and got 20 correct, which is a 100% win rate. Yes guys, you heard that right, 100% win rate, and went perfect. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get a 100% win rate and get 20 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which will be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $1,420 just yesterday, and another member who won $1,000 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description, so go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group, and I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to Pure Motion from 713 who said, y'all take it easy on my guy, his lows be clutch. So shouts out to them, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick, and when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. Now I do also want to mention there is a Jalen Hurts 0.5 pass yards pick. Now this is 3 days from now, but it is throughout this NFL weekend, so if you can add this to your parlay, definitely do that. It is a gimme pick, so definitely try to add it to your parlay. But let's get into the first legitimate pick, and that is none other than Chad Ryland, and this one is actually for total field goals made for actually 1.5, and this one actually is for more. Now, obviously, there is only one NFL game for today, so there will be a lot of overlaps with the picks, just to, let you know that. But looking at Chad, we actually have seen him go on the over in 4 out of the last 5 games. Now, 3 of those games are actually from this season, while the others are actually from last season. But looking at that real quickly, we did see December 29th faced off against Los Angeles, actually had 1 field goal made there. Then Jan 6 faced off actually against none other than San Francisco, had 2 field goals made there. Moving on from that, we also saw against none other than New Orleans on September 8th. Now, this is actually the legitimate season that we are in. We actually saw him have 2 field goals made there. Then against Carolina Panthers, had 2 field goals made on September 15th. And then 2 field goals, on September 22nd against San Francisco. So, Chad has definitely done a fantastic job over the last couple of games. Not only has he been able to, beat the line consistently, but he's also been able to do it against teams that are pretty tough when it comes to restricting field goals. So, Chad has still been able to showcase and really perform at a very high level, and we are definitely expecting that to continue on in this next game. As we do know, like I've mentioned, there is only one game for today, Arizona Cardinals versus Seattle Seahawks. It is definitely going to be an exciting one, but looking at, his average over the last 5, it is also 1.8. Now, looking at this matchup, we do also know, starting off with actually Arizona Cardinals, we do know that the Cardinals do find themselves in a pretty interesting position as they are currently ranked 3rd in the NFC West. So, they actually have a record of 2 wins, 1 loss, a 66.7% win percentage. They're 1-0 from home and 1-1 from away, and are currently on a 1-game losing streak. So, they are hoping to, hopefully snap that. And they face off against the Seahawks, so the Seahawks obviously in the NFC West as well, but Seahawks have also the same record, 2 wins, 1 loss, actually has a 66.7% win percentage as well, also has a 1-1 home record and a 1-0 away record. So a little bit different there, but they are currently on a 2-game win streak. So it's definitely been interesting to see. Obviously, looking at someone, like Chad, we definitely have seen him do a fantastic job over, the last couple of games. But that's why coming into this next one, we do very much like this situation for someone like Chad Ryland. Now, when we actually look at Chad, we also do see when it comes to actually field goals for, Arizona Cardinals, we actually have seen them rank pretty well. Cardinals do rank when it comes to actually field goals made. They actually rank in the the top half, which I think is fantastic to see. They actually currently rank ninth. So I think that is really important to show that the field goal attempts and the field goal made that Chad Ryland and this Arizona Cardinals team have done, it's definitely showing off, and it's definitely shown that there is more capability to do the same, especially against the Seattle Seahawks team. Now, we aren't expecting Seattle to really do any sort of restricting towards that, and that's why we do very, very much like the over for this one. So definitely keep an eye out for the over for this one for someone like Chad Ryland. So, Chad Ryland, 1.5 field goals made, 4 more, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're actually going to be talking about none other than actually Ernest Jones. So, Ernest Jones, great player, as we all know, from none other than actually Seattle Seahawks. And this one is for 3.5 assists, and this one actually is for less. Now, looking at Ernest Jones, we actually have seen him go on the under in 5 out of the last 5 games. Now, similar to the other situation, when we look at these 5 games, only 3 of them have actually been from this season. So it's definitely something to be wary about. And on top of that, we also did see December 27th, faced off against Chicago, had 0 there. Then Jan 6th, faced off against LA, actually had 0. September 8th, faced off against San Francisco, had 0 there. 0 against Pittsburgh on September 15th. And September 22nd against New Orleans, had 0 assists in that matchup. So, we definitely have seen, obviously, Ernest Jones go on the under quite often, I would say, and that's just a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. For someone like Ernest Jones, we do know that Seattle have themselves a very good matchup when it actually comes to their matchup, which is Seattle Seahawks versus Arizona Cardinals. Now, just to reiterate again where they both rank, we do know they both are from the NFC West. Cardinals are technically above, in that sense, but they do actually have the same record as Cardinals are 2-1, Seahawks are 2-1, but then the points for and against is definitely where the reason why Cardinals do rank a little bit higher. But, Cardinals on a 1-game losing streak, Seattle Seahawks on a 2-game win streak. So we are definitely expecting that team or that team to definitely try to come out and try their best coming into this. So it's definitely going to be an exciting one there. Now, obviously, looking at Ernest Jones, there isn't really too much to it besides that Ernest Jones does not get that many assists, and that's just a big reason why we do very much like the under for this one. His usage rate remains very low, and that's why coming into this one we do very much like the under for this situation here for someone like Ernest Jones. Now, when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have him favored for the under as well. So that works out in our favor there. But we also do see when it comes to actually, Ernest Jones, his average over the last 5 is also 0. So that's definitely a thing to remember there. Now, when we look at Seattle Seahawks in total, we also do know when it comes to, assists, they actually do, out of all the teams in the NFL, they actually do rank pretty low. They actually are, in the 18th spot. So they rank very low, and that's a big reason why we still do very much like the under for this situation here. Ernest Jones has definitely done a pretty poor job, unfortunately, over the last 5. So we are expecting a similar situation and a similar outcome coming into this next one. So Ernest Jones, 3.5 assists for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting to the next one, we're actually going to be talking about Mack Wilson. So this one is a great one because this one is another assist one for 3.5, and this one is for more. Now, looking at someone like Mack Wilson, we definitely have seen him do a fantastic job this season. But when we look at Mack Wilson, we do know that he's actually gone on the over in 0 out of the last 5 games. Now, obviously, looking at Mack Wilson, 5 of those games were actually, or out of the 5 games, 3 of those were actually, from this season. Now, looking at that, we do also see that when it comes to Mack Wilson, December 29th, faced off against LA, had 0 there, 0 against San Francisco on Jan 6th, against New Orleans on September 8th, had 0 as well against Carolina Panthers on September 15, and then against San Francisco on September 22nd, also had 0 there. So we definitely have seen him go, on the under quite consistently. However, the reason why we do like the over for this situation is due to the matchup, which is none other than against Seattle. Now, looking at someone like Mac Wilson from Arizona Cardinals, we do know where both of these teams do rank. So I don't think we need to talk about that, too intensely. But obviously, looking at someone like Mac Wilson, we do very, very much like the over. Now, Arizona Cardinals have definitely, used Mac Wilson quite a lot. But when it comes to Cardinals in total, we actually do see them rank pretty high when it actually comes to, assists. So when we look at all the teams in the NFL, we actually do see that Arizona rank 11th when it comes to assists. So they rank very, very high. Mac Wilson definitely has, hasn't really been able to hit that over the last couple of games. But with a matchup against Seattle, who do allow a lot of assists, we definitely see that changing coming into this matchup for sure. So definitely keep an eye out for the over. As we've always mentioned, we always like to look at the bookies, and the bookies also have in favor for the over as well. So that works out in our favor there. So, I think this line now, obviously he's gone on the under quite consistently, but now I think the line is a little bit too low, that now there's a lot more value actually to go on the over.